Welcome back. I'm Johnny Hughes, and if you've been following our journey through personal growth, you've learned how to think differently, how to bounce back stronger, and how to discover what truly matters to you. But here's the uncomfortable truth that no one talks about enough. Knowing what to do means absolutely nothing if you don't do it.
Today, we're tackling the gap that destroys more dreams than any lack of talent or opportunity ever could, the gap between intention and action. This is about discipline, not the harsh, punishing kind that makes you miserable, but the kind that sets you free. The kind that turns who you want to be into, who you actually are. Let's begin. Let me paint you a picture. It's January 1st. You're fired up. This is your year. You've got your goals written down, your vision board created, your plans perfectly laid out. You're going to lose the weight, write the book, start the business, learn the language, fix the relationship, and you mean it, genuinely mean it. Fast forward to March. The gym membership sits unused. The document has 3 pages. The business idea is still just an idea. The relationship looks exactly the same. What happened? Did you lose your motivation? Did life get in the way? Or did you discover the hardest truth of all, that intention without action is just a well-decorated fantasy? The graveyard of human potential is filled with good intentions. Beautiful plans that never saw the light of day. Powerful ideas that died in the comfort of someday. And we tell ourselves stories to make it okay. I'll start Monday. I'm just not ready yet. When things calm down, then I'll begin. But here's what we're really saying. My comfort matters more than my growth. My fear matters more than my dreams. My excuses matter more than my potential. And I say this with love, but also with urgency. Those stories are killing the life you could be living. Because discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up, especially when you don't feel like it. I want to tell you about a period in my life when I had everything figured out, on paper. I knew exactly what I needed to do to transform my life. I had the knowledge, the resources, the support. What I didn't have was the discipline to actually do it. Day after day, I'd wake up with grand intentions and go to bed with a list of rationalizations for why today wasn't the right day. And the painful part? Each day of an action didn't just keep me where I was. It moved me backward, because while I was waiting for the perfect moment, life was happening. Opportunities were passing. Time was moving, and I was standing still, wrapped in the warm blanket of my own potential, never actually realizing it. Let's talk about why this happens. Your brain is wired for survival, not success. The part of your brain that craves comfort and avoids discomfort, your limbic system, is ancient, powerful, and lightning fast. It's the reason you hit snooze, skip the workout, or scroll social media instead of working on your project. The part of your brain that thinks long-term and makes rational decisions, your prefrontal cortex, is newer, weaker, and slower to engage. So, every single day, you're fighting an internal war between the person you want to become and the person your brain is wired to keep you being. And without discipline, without systems, without deliberate action, your limbic system wins every time. So, how do you bridge the gap between intention and action? First, you have to understand something crucial. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fuel. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. And discipline isn't about willpower. Willpower is a finite resource that depletes throughout the day. Discipline is about designing your environment and your habits so that the right action becomes the easiest action. Let me show you what I mean. See the difference? It's not about being more motivated. It's about removing the friction between intention and action. James Clear calls this environment design. If you want to work out in the morning, lay out your clothes the night before. If you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in your house. If you want to write, close the distracting apps before you sit down. Make the desired behavior the path of least resistance. Because at 6 in the morning when your alarm goes off, you won't have more willpower than you do right now. You'll have less. So set yourself up for success when your willpower is strong, so you don't have to rely on it when it's weak. Let me show you what I mean. See the difference? It's not about being more motivated. It's about removing the friction between intention and action. James Clear calls this environment design. If you want to work out in the morning, lay out your clothes the night before. If you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in your house. If you want to write, close the distracting apps before you sit down. Make the desired behavior the path of least resistance. Because at 6 in the morning when your alarm goes off, you won't have more willpower than you do right now. You'll have less. So set yourself up for success when your willpower is strong, so you don't have to rely on it when it's weak. Here's another game-changing principle, the 2-minute rule. The idea is simple. Any goal can be scaled down to a 2-minute action. Want to read more? Your goal isn't read for an hour. It's read 1 page. Want to start a meditation practice? Your goal isn't meditate for 20 minutes. It's sit on the cushion for 2 minutes. Want to get in shape? Your goal isn't complete an hour workout. It's put on your gym clothes. Why does this work? Because starting is the hardest part. Your brain resists big, overwhelming tasks, but it can't reasonably resist 2 minutes. And once you've started, once you've broken that initial resistance, momentum takes over. You read 1 page and you keep reading. You sit for 2 minutes and you sit for 10. You put on gym clothes and you actually work out. The action creates the motivation, not the other way around. Now, let's talk about consistency. You've probably heard that it takes 21 days to form a habit. That's actually a myth. Research shows it takes anywhere from 18 to 254 days, depending on the complexity of the behavior. But here's what matters more than the timeline: the streak. Every day you take action, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. Every day you don't, you're casting a vote for staying the same. I want you to try something, pick one action, just one, that aligns with who you want to be, and commit to doing it every single day for the next 30 days. Not perfectly, not for a long time, just consistently. Mark an X on your calendar every day you do it. And watch what happens when you don't want to break the chain. You know what separates the people who achieve extraordinary things from everyone else? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even opportunity. It's showing up when no one is watching. It's doing the work when it's not exciting anymore. It's choosing the hard right over the easy wrong, day after day after day. The world celebrates the results, the medal, the book deal, the successful company, the transformed body. But no one sees the 1,000 unglamorous mornings, the boring repetitions, the times they wanted to quit, but didn't. That's discipline. That's the unsexy truth behind every success story you admire. Consistency beats intensity every single time. You don't need to work out for 3 hours once a week. You need to move your body for 30 minutes every day. You don't need to write 10,000 words in a marathon session. You need to write 500 words daily. You don't need to have one perfect day of eating. You need to make one good choice per meal. Small actions, repeated consistently over time, create compound results that dwarf sporadic heroic efforts. Because transformation isn't an event, it's a process. And the process requires discipline. But let's be real. You're going to mess up. You're going to miss days. Life will throw you curveballs. You'll fall off the wagon. And here's where most people quit. They break the streak and they think, well, I've already ruined it, so what's the point? No, that's exactly the moment that matters most. The discipline to start again after you've failed is more important than never failing in the first place. One missed day doesn't erase the progress you've made, but giving up does. So when you fall, and you will, get back up immediately. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for the first of the month. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start again right now. Because discipline isn't about perfection. It's about direction. Here's your practice for this week. And I want you to actually do this, not just think about doing it. Take out a piece of paper. Write down one action you've been intending to take, but haven't. Just one. Now, write an implementation intention. If specific trigger, then I will specific action it. For example, if it's 7 a.m., then I will put on my running shoes and go outside. If I sit down at my desk, then I will close all social media and open my writing document. If I finish dinner, then I will immediately clean the kitchen. The research is clear. People who use implementation intentions are 2 to 3 times more likely to follow through. Why? Because you're not relying on willpower in the moment. You've already made the decision. Now you're just executing. As we close today's episode, I want to leave you with this truth. You already know what you need to do. The information is not the problem. The insight is not the problem. The problem is the gap between knowing and doing. And that gap is bridged by one thing and one thing only: disciplined action. Not someday action. Not motivated action. Not perfect action. But consistent, imperfect, keep showing up even when it's hard action. Because the life you want isn't going to fall into your lap. It's waiting on the other side of the work you've been avoiding. And every single day you wait, you're choosing comfort over growth, fear over courage, fantasy over reality. The discipline to act when you don't feel like it. The discipline to start before you're ready. The discipline to continue when no one is watching. The discipline to begin again when you fall. That discipline, that is the bridge between who you are and who you're capable of becoming. And you don't build that bridge in one heroic moment. You build it one small action at a time, one day at a time, one choice at a time. So here's my question for you. What's the one action you're going to take today? Not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Because the person you want to be is waiting. And they're created not through intention, but through action.